The new Red Sonja movie has found its leading actress, and a lot of new actors as well. Let's talk about it. Hit it. Hello, welcome to all of Conan, and today we'll talk about Red Sonja, the Red Sonja movie, and the new actress who has been cast to it, and it seems to be moving along quite nicely. From playlist, this is Red Sonja director MJ Bassett replaces Joey Soloway, which we already knew, but the new actress is Matilda Lutz, who takes over the titular role. I actually haven't heard of her or seen her movie Revenge, I think it's called. I've not seen that one, not heard of her. So yeah, looking forward to see what it's all about. Let's read a bit. A remake of the 1985 sword and sorcery film Red Sonja had been in the works for ages at Millennium Media. One incarnation had Robert Rodriguez producing with Planet Terror star Rose McGowan. That's a really ancient news. Attached to play the comic book heroine. However, the project didn't saw the light of day, and they tried again with a version that had British actress Hannah John Kamen, which I thought was completely wrong for the role, as well as Joey Soloway from looking at her directorial history or what she's written and stuff like that. So they go on the right route in this. They taken Bassett, who is known for making action movies. She made a killer Solomon Kane movie, which was an origin story, which Howard never really wrote. He never wrote an origin to Solomon Kane, though he hinted at some things of Solomon Kane, like he didn't, that he had a dark past, which he was kind of atoning for, or basically was atoning for. But anyway, Bassett has done Death Watch, what was it, Wilderness, and the Solomon Kane movie. So I knew that that was a good direction, a good person to make or direct a Red Sonja movie which has action and stuff like that, because of Bassett's experience. According to Millennium Media, production has begun on Red Sonja in Bulgaria. Plans to also shoot scenes in Greece, but with a huge caveat: they've quietly hired a new lead actress and director. Action director MJ Bassett, Solomon Kane, Silent Hill relation, who had recently worked with Megan Fox on Thriller Rogue, haven't seen that one either, has been tapped to take over from Soloway, which is a good thing. She's one of the more high-profile trans directors working in both film and television. I didn't know that before yesterday, I think. Bassett also worked on shows such as Reacher. It's a good show. Night Flyers. Isn't that the George R.R. Martin one that was cancelled? Iron Fist, Strike Back I've seen a few seasons, I think. Or one. Ash vs. Evil, yeah, I've seen a bit of that as well. Good stuff. Perhaps the studio felt more comfortable with a helmet that has more of an action one. Well, yeah, you would go for a person who has some kind of experience in this, who have made actually decent movies that actually work. I don't know. I think that's kind of a giveaway. They've also replaced John Kamen with an Italian-American actress, Matilda Lutz, Revenge, as Red Sonja. The rest of the cast consists Wallace Day, Robert Sheehan. Robert Sheehan was really funny in a TV show called Misfits. If anyone you know, that's a good show. Funny show. He was killer in that. Then he was in Umbrella Academy, but that show sucked after the first season, so it didn't stick around. I want to make a Red Sonja movie since I was a teenager. She has been a powerful presence for me and a character that I always wanted to bring to the screen with my own voice and vision, said Bassett. When I met Matilda Lutz, I knew she had all the magic I was looking for and could see the complexity and depth she would bring to Sonja. we have to see how it works out. I mean, the casting for Solomon Kane with James Purefoy was just perfect in my opinion. Yeah, that charisma and presence for Solomon Kane. One could have maybe cast someone else as well. You know, Solomon Kane made him a more dour, more kind of like standoffish, pious kind of acting style. Could have worked as well, but I think James Purefoy killed it, so he was really good. Let's see. So it's interesting that Bassett has always wanted to make a Red Sonja movie, so that kind of gives it a good idea, at least, you know, of the character, what to make, what to do. So let's see. Red Sonja was born in the pages of Marvel Comics, a character that was loosely inspired by author Robert E. Howard's Red Sonja of Rogantino. Yeah, so Red Sonja the Barbarian, or Red Sonja, the one in not Barbarian basically, but the one in the Hyborian Age is not Howard's creation. That's Roy Thomas kind of taking the Red Sonja of Rogantino that was Howard's and switching it to the Hyborian Age. In the comics, the female warrior inhabits the same fantasy world as for Conan the Barbarian, as there have been multiple comic book crossovers over the decades. That 1985 movie original star Bridget Nielsen and Arnold Schwarzenegger, the latter played an entirely different character from Conan. You might remember that Millennium Media was previously behind the Jason Momoa-led Conan the Barbarian remake from 2011, which was not good, let's be real here, folks. I mean, Momoa was decent, there were some decent sets, I guess, but completely wrong director. They took one of the worst average making directors in all of Hollywood and gave him the film. I was like, no, this is, you don't give a guy like that Conan the Barbarian. You gotta have someone like John Milius, someone with a vision, someone with like with heart and dynamics and stuff like that. In 2011 Conan felt lifeless, and the script was all over. The villains were made up. Like, making a Conan movie is not that difficult in my opinion. Okay, yeah, you gotta have a good director, obviously, someone with a vision, but there's so many awesome tales. Like, you can do Red Nails, that's quite how do you say, like closed set kind of a, maybe that's not the right word, but I mean small sets, because it takes place, a lot of it, basically almost all of it, in a city, basically an abandoned city, so you don't need a huge budget for that, but you could still make a absolutely killer movie. Why? Because it's a killer story. It could be like a horror and sword and sorcery mix. Could be just perfect. Easily could, with a great director, a great script, you could make that movie fantastic. Now, if you want to make an insanely epic movie, incredibly epic movie, then you'd have to like put a few hundred millions in it and make like Black Colossus. That would be insane, incredible. Conan becoming a general, leading huge armies, fighting against an ancient evil. Like, that story is one of Howard's best. It's absolutely fantastic. So like, that would be perfect for an insanely epic movie. So what I mean is, there are just take the Howard stories. There are 21 of those, and you don't have to do your own story. You can actually adapt from existing Howard story and make a fantastic movie. You don't have to do your own spin on everything. Even though that movie did, and it's fantastic and it works. But that's but those kind of movies are like a few times in our lifetime. You know, it's a gem. It's a perfect moment in basically lightning in a bottle. You got James Earl Jones portraying his best villain. Yes, I said it. Better than Darth Vader. His best role with his best lines. You got a epic score greater than almost any other score in movie history, except some Morricone scores. Absolutely incredible. You got Schwarzenegger in his peak condition, so to speak, and just beautiful cinematography and all that. Like, it was the perfect storm, so to say. And even though it didn't really follow one of Howard's stories, it just worked. But I would still like to see a true to form Conan movie with one of the Conan stories, with an actual really great take on Conan character from Howard's writings, and not some own creation written and had diluted version of Conan. But anyway, I'm sidetracking here. I was talking about Red Sonja. Yeah, it says here the Red Sonja was a flop, the 1985 movie. I mean, it's an okay movie. It's not really a wonder why it flopped. It's nowhere near as good as the Conan movie. Not even close. Nielsen was decent as Red Sonja. Red Sonja, actually, the movie had a Morricone score, which was kind of a surprise for me. It was kind of interesting. Not one of his best, but you know, Morricone is always Morricone. So a release date has been announced, but given a 2020 start, we could end up see Red Sonja ready to release sometime in 2023. Yeah, the earliest probably. This is Matilda Lutz, what she looks like. Yeah, I mean, this is an improvement from the Anna John Kane. Just thinking about, I hope she trains a bit and puts on a bit of muscle and stuff like that, so it's not too much of a kind of stick figure. I know that's not don't get upset now, people. I'm just saying that it will be better, because one movie that had like a really bad example of this is the last Tomb Raider movie, which was horribly boring and just crap. Didn't hold a candle to the Angelina Jolie movies, even those movies weren't even that great. They were just decent. But the last Tomb Raider movie was just horrible, so boring, absolutely crappy sets, boring quest, boring antagonists, and just horrible. And Alicia Vikander was completely wrong for the role. She wasn't a believable Tomb Raider for 1 second. She looked like a stick figure that was just about to fall over, like just not believable at all in the physicality of someone like Tomb Raider. So that's what I kind of hope with Red Sonja, they make an effort in that sense. I'm glad that that's all over with the Tomb Raider. It was a complete flop, and they're gonna reboot that stuff. That's good. That was just horrible, really bad. So Don't be boring like that. Let's see if there was something more about. The new cast members are Michael Bisping. Can't put my. Don't know who that is. Martin Ford, Elisa Montagu, Manal El Fayturi, and Katrina Durden. Yeah. One of the things that it seems to be, since it's the character Red Sonja is with Dynamite Entertainment, they're probably gonna make it from the Dynamite comics, and they're gonna probably make it from the rebooted Red Sonja from 2013-14, from Gail Simone. She seems to be involved with this, so that's gonna be take it or leave it, or you like it or you don't. I would have preferred with the original Roy Thomas run, because Roy Thomas is awesome, and I like that origin story more. And this new reboot version or origin story, it parallels to a bit closer to Conan's in some ways, or to the movie, actually being in the arena and slave and stuff like that. I just no, I think it would be the original one more believable. And I'm not really impressed with Gail Simone's writing. I got that one Conan comic with her writing, and I was like, it wasn't that great. So, but it's probably gonna be that, and it's gonna be because it's Dynamite. So I don't know if they would go with the original story. I don't know if they could use that with the rights, because Marvel probably owns that. So I don't know. It's a complete mess. Probably would be a complete mess. So I hope Bassett makes a good movie. I mean, there's hopes for it to be a great movie, and I hope they don't. I hope they make it like a, like the female characters that were like in Aliens, Ripley, or Terminators, Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor, in that sense, and not what I've seen in much of the current Marvel heroes, female heroes, that they've not been good. Three-dimensional, they've been really bad. So I hope they make a good film. They got a good director. Hope the script is good, and we'll see. What do you guys think? Does it have hope? Could it be good? Could it be bad? I mean, there's always a small hope that it can be decent, at least. I mean, if not good, great, it could be decent at least. But I'm looking forward more to Conan and Solomon Kane. Red Sonja, much more of a fan of those. And a Conan movie would be cool, but he's much less known, so probably we don't gonna get anything new out of that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Hail Conan.